Well, good morning, and welcome to the Morning Report. My name is Willie Lawson. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. We appreciate you being here on this Thursday morning. We're just going to get them in, baby. We're just going to get them in. I trust that you are doing good. Lots going on. Just super lots going on. I want to talk about Today, I want to talk a little bit about Ron DeSantis and his non-campaign for president, because I think this is really very important how we take this going forward. Because if we screw this up, it could be disastrous. Absolutely, absolutely disastrous. And and I'm serious, we don't want to screw this up. We we need to get this right. Uh, because there's some things going on that I don't think are really a good thing. Uh, so they would talk a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about how what group of people are anti DeSantis, and it'll surprise you. But it's what I always say, and this is why it's frightening. The left always tells us who they're afraid of. Always, they never make any bones about it. They come right out and tell you the person or the entity they're afraid of. And this is the same. So and this group of people who are afraid of Ron DeSantis, you're going to have to pay attention to. All right. Is it possible that Iran can make a nuclear bomb in less than 2 weeks? I don't know. Let's find out. The Chicago police chief has some things to say in the wake of Lori Lightfoot's defeat in her reelection bid. We'll get to all of that right after this. My name is Willie Lawson. This is the Morning Report. We'll be back. I have the channel, which is me, and Paul have been trying to get to at least 500 for the past few days, and we've sort of stopped at 497. Combination of posting schedule and logarithm algorithm, and YouTube just not giving a rat's butt about how we do, but that's okay. And this isn't going to help. Um, we've been following an emerging alliance among the Democrat Party, Donald Trump, and the news media, and groups like the Lincoln Project. The Lincoln Project, if I can put you in the mind of Lincoln Project, it's Liz Cheney, it's uh, what's his name, Mitt Romney, Paul Ryan, all of whom have some shared goals, or at least now. Namely, this goal is their main goal right now is to beat back, push back, eliminate, crush Ron DeSantis's potential presidential ambitions. Like I said in the open, the left always tells you who they're afraid of. Now, the problem with this is that um, your boy your boy Donald Trump is involved in this, leading it, as a matter of fact. I think this is a mistake. I think this is a terrible, terrible mistake. You know, um, in January 2020, somebody asked me, "So what should Donald Trump do now?" And I said, "What Donald Trump should do for the next 4 years is not run for president. What he should do is be a kingmaker, because he has the power and still had the power even through the January 6th hoax, which we were going to find out was a hoax. We were going to find that out. We were going to find out a lot of the COVID stuff was unnecessary. I'll put it that way for YouTube. As we find out, in hindsight, a lot of that stuff was unnecessary. There's no other way to put it. Come on, guys. Um, so we're going to find that out. So he was going to have some leverage to be quite the kingmaker if he was going to be a benevolent monarchy and understand that there are certain places you can do things and say things, and certain places you can't, because it's about winning and it's about being able to win elections. Thank you, Ned Ryan. So you can set policies. Elections equal policy, and the policy was the most important thing. But first things first, you got to get elected first. Having great ideas out of power doesn't do you any good. But this, especially what we've been seeing lately, I tweeted the other day, I've never seen so much concern over a guy running for president who's not running for president, who's not said he's running for president, who is still a governor of Florida, and all he has said is that he is going to serve the people of the state of Florida. Is he going to run for president? Are you asking me? Are you asking me? Are you asking me? Yeah, probably. Probably. Now you're gonna ask me, should he run this time? Or should he wait? If I may, let me get a drink of water here. My wife and I, in the past 6 or 7 months, have lost 8 people that we care about. 8 people that we care about. The thing that you think you have is time. I'll just put it off. Wait. You know what you don't have? Time. There isn't a guarantee of one damn minute. Not one. So I am not the person. I am not the person who is going to advise anybody to wait to do anything ever, no matter what that is. If it is in your heart to do, do. Because tomorrow is not promised. All you Christians out there should know that. And if Donald Trump can't take a challenger, another alpha male challenger, then maybe he's not the alpha male that you think he is. So what you ought to be doing, if you're a Trump supporter, because I was for sure, and maybe again, I'm like, my dude, my team, my guy can stand up against anybody because it's about what they believe. They're strong enough to do it. So if it's Ron DeSantis or Nikki Haley or Marianne Williamson, anyway, bring it on. Bring it the on. Let's go. Head to head, baby. Idea for idea. Let the people decide. Well, this idea that somehow that they don't even want Ron DeSantis to be in the conversation. That is Bush BS. That's Bush League BS. Bush League BS. Just is. And the words of Forrest Gump. And that's all I have to say about that. New York teacher manipulated a student, causing her to become suicidal, it says in a lawsuit. A teacher in New York allegedly manipulated an 11-year-old, a fifth grade girl, into changing her gender without her parents' knowledge or consent and caused her suicidal ideation, according to a lawsuit. The lawsuit alleges that teacher Deborah Rosenquist at the Terryville Road Elementary School in Terryville, New York, singled out then a 9-year-old AV, we're just using her initials, throughout the 20 to 21-22 school year. Allegedly, Rosenquist, quote, forced the young girl to go by male pronouns and a male name, Leo, the girl's parents allege. And this went on for some time before AV's parents were made aware. In January of 2022, AV drew a picture at school that showed a girl with the words, "I want to kill myself," and "I feel sad a lot," according to the lawsuit. When AV, the little girl that we're talking about, met with district psychologists, it became known that she was confused about her gender. Before this, AV's parents, LN and EV, were in the dark about what was happening at school with regard to their daughter going by a male pronoun, male name and pronouns. This is from the now we're using these initials because this is not just a teenager. This is a little kid, a 10-year-old, right? LN and AV, who is AV's parents, were incredibly concerned about the well-being of their 9-year-old daughter. They have and always have supported AV, but worried that AV was being pursued by Rosenquist to be transgender when she had not expressed any such inclination. After the parents complained about the teacher to the district, AV was switched to a new classroom and she began experiencing bullying and harassment from her peers. Yes, because okay, so Rosenquist is probably, let me sort of, I guess I'm going to step out a little bit, probably popular. And now that these kids who are in elementary school think that somehow AV has gotten their teacher Rosenquist in trouble. A text message group was formed by several students. Now here, if I may take a side road, when elementary school students have a group text, that is failure. Failure, parents, guardians, failure, ultimate failure. So in this group text, from the little girl's class, that was intentionally excluded, and she was intentionally excluded, of course, on about May 20th, 2022, when directly talking about adding AV to the text message. One student said, "I swear, if you add her, I'm going to kill you into pieces." Pieces, P-I-E-I-S. Okay, that school's got a lot of problems going on. Another student stated, "Bro, I would kill myself if you added that girl or boy." And another student responded, "Literally, though, what is she? Girl? Boy?" One day her name is Leo, the other name is like what it is. One student even said, "I don't know what to call it." These messages, the constant stares, the horrified looks, further cause for more stress and anxiety. Yeah, so you have a little girl that wasn't going through this, and this teacher Rosenquist decided, I don't know, for whatever sick, demented, awful reason, to put this child through this. Now she's a target. Um, the school district superintendent, Jennifer Quinn, and the school principal, Anne Marie Scovey, are named in the lawsuit. The lawsuit said that the parents' former students reported Rosenquist to the district previously for teaching kids to, quote, try being gay and about transgender ideology. Deborah Wabnick, the family's attorney, told the New York Post that the psychological and social damage Rosenquist caused to this child and his family was immense. Incredibly, the district still has Rosenquist in the classroom, where she can similarly harm other innocent children, the lawyer said. This is why we have a law in the state of Florida to prevent just that kind of behavior. You can read the law. Go to fightbackmedia.com, 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 scroll to the bottom of the page, and there's the parental the Parent Protection Act right there. Read it. It's all of 7 pages. It mentions this behavior. And what the left will tell you is, well, that stuff's not really going on. You know, people on the right wingers, the Trumpers, the MAGAs, the ultra MAGAs are saying these things, and it's really not true. It's not happening, except that's happening. And it may not be happening in New York yet, but it's damn sure happening to other people's children. Damn sure happening to other people's children. All right, we're almost done. Take a little break. We're back with more of the morning report right after these messages. Okay, let's finish up. We haven't been following this trial here on the morning report because you've been following it everywhere else. It is the trial of Alex Murdaugh, who was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences by a South Carolina judge on Friday, last Friday morning, for the murder of his wife, Maggie, and youngest son. No one from the Murdaugh family spoke at the sentencing. So he came in an armored van, shackled and jumpsuit clad, Murdaugh wearing the orange jail sandals and white socks, which is humiliating enough as it is. Learned his fate after the jury returned a guilty verdict Thursday. Yeah. South Carolina Circuit Court Judge Clifton Newman delivered thoughtful remarks before issuing Murdaugh's sentence, laying bare what he thought was the disgraced lawyer who was once held in high esteem. Newman noted that Murdaugh engaged in duplicitous conduct with his statements and testimony related to the case, including a last-minute alibi change. The question is, when will it end? The judge asked. It's ended already for the jury because they've concluded, and you continue to lie and lie throughout your testimony. The judge gave Murdaugh 2 chances to address the court. Both times, he asserted, "I'm innocent," and that he would never hurt his wife or son. So, responding to that, repeated proclamations of innocence, the judge said, "You can convince yourself about it, but you can't convince anyone else," alluding to the jury's verdict. It may not have been you. It might have been the monster that you've become, the judge said. The judge said that he expects Murdaugh's dead wife and son to visit frequently, to which Murdaugh responded, "All day and every night." Judge Newman pondered the sentence sought by the prosecutor, saying, "I don't question at all the decision of the state not to pursue the death penalty," but noted that he was in the courtroom surrounded by many portraits of judges and other court officials that led him to reflect on the fact that over the past century, your family, including you, have been prosecuting people here in this courtroom, and many have received the death penalty for probably lesser conduct. Wow. Reading the sentence, Judge Newman announced the term for the rest of your natural life for the murder of Maggie Murdaugh and Paul Murdaugh, who probably love you so much. I sentence you to prison for the murder of him for the rest of your natural life. The judge's sentence was the maximum sought by the prosecutors. Prosecutor Creighton Waters says justice is served. Now, I saw a somebody on TikTok live. Yes, I still have TikTok on my phone. I know I'm a heretic. I know. I saw a young lady talking about the justice system and going to jail, and you know what, and jails don't rehabilitate. Um, but no one can be rehabilitated unless they want to be. No one can be helped unless they want to be. No one can be forced to be better. No matter how perfect this is, the jail system is, whether it's perfectly safe and offers all sorts of educational opportunity, all that stuff. If somebody has decided that they are, I mean, or they are just reprobate, they're going to leave that system worse than when they got there. That is our reality. So when you find a case like this, society has two choices: to keep this person away from people forever, like they decided to do with this guy, to keep him away from people forever, ever, no chance of getting out. And yes, feed him every day, provide a place for him to sleep, exercise, I guess, communicate to whatever degree he can communicate, sending letters, phone calls, emails, whatever, for the rest of his life inside that facility or a facility like it. And for most of us, that would be a horrific existence. But there are those of us out here who are saying, why should he? Here's one of the comments: his victims got life. He gets a cot and three hots. It should be a cot, three hots and a cot for the rest of his life, courtesy of the taxpayers. That isn't justice. One of the things I think that we value or should value, especially in this nation, is our freedom, is our liberty, and that it isn't just some ethereal concept. That's a that's a real thing where I can get up out of this chair and I could go to the Tampa International Airport and I could fly to California today, or I could walk to the corner store, or I could go sit out in my front yard when I choose. To forfeit that basic freedom is everything. Everything. What some of you want, quite frankly, and it isn't like I don't understand, because I do, is revenge. Should we have a justice system based on revenge? You kill them, we kill you. Now, also knowing how that really works is that a man the age of Murdaugh who gets sentenced to death probably won't get a needle in his arm for the next 20 years or 25 years as we go through automatic appeals and appeals and appeals, as we should, to make sure, to make cocksure before we kill another human being. He probably dies of natural causes in prison. This dude probably doesn't live another 25 years. So it's kind of the same thing, isn't it? Because I don't think that if you're a conservative, that you say that once they get charged guilty of something, you just take them out back and put a bullet in their brain. Is that what we're saying? Too many cases we found out that there are people in prison that were going to be put in prison for the rest of their lives, and now we've got the scientific evidence that not only are these people not guilty, they're actually innocent. And all I can think of was damn good thing we didn't kill him. Right? My name is Willie Lawson. This is the Morning Report. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 fightbackmediatv.com. Till we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody. And for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye bye now.